Welcome everybody to Saturday. This is not a button cup match. This is actually just a EU NA challenge match, I believe. I might be wrong there. Let me check that one more time. But we do have Divided versus Riot. Some bronze teams from both sides, I believe, coming out swinging. We have the bands information. Sleepy, you want to go over the bands and the map choices for us?
Absolutely. So from the side of the Divided, we are going to be getting a ban of Subway. And on the side of Riot, they're going to basically kind of flip that entirely and ban a completely different style of map and ban Downfall. And it's funny because originally they were also going to ban Subway. So they were like, oh, well, I guess they did it for us. So that's perfectly fine. So we'll just go ahead and take another map that we maybe don't like as much, Downfall, off the board. And here for map number 1, we will be diving into Bazaar. So a great map to start things off with. A little bit of close range, a little bit of long range to mid range, a lot of peaky spots, a lot of hiding spots as well. So we really get to see the execution of the offense as well as how defenses choose to defend particular objectives, whether they go out more aggressively or whether they hold back in more of a box defense.
Yeah, let's take a look at the rosters for both teams. The Divided here, Project 8 VR, Neox, Cap, Galbers, Game Reaper, and Nolik. And on the Riot side, classic lineup of TFH, Rika, Ronnie P, Turbo, Westcott, Snooperfax, Unseen Threat, and Xandria. Now, the Divided is partially or mostly Dead Logic rebranded, so they don't have a whole lot of history in the all-time histories stats, but they have played Bazaar. They've only played Bazaar once, so they are really short on stats. So I don't know if Riot is banning things just based on what they don't like. That's what I would assume the ban's coming off of. Riot playing Downfall 17 times and only winning 4 does not seem like their preferred map of choice.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, obviously there was a reason why after they found out Subway was already banned, they must have banned it. And apparently that's why 4 out of 17, not such an impressive showing, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, the Divided have only played Subway once, and they lost it all 4 rounds. So, and I believe that was last week, or earlier this week against Lords of War. I think that was last week, actually. But definitely got smacked around on that one a little bit. So maybe they've just got a little bit of PTSD and don't want to play that map again.
Yeah, it's very true. I mean, Subway is quite the monster to handle right now. I mean, some teams are adapting to it quite well, but others not so much. And that concerns me a little bit. But of course, you know, with anything, it comes with time.
Well, we are out of time. We are hopping right into round 1, map 1. Divided on offense, spawning in the southeast, southwest. The map is upside down for me. I don't like it. And a Riot spreading out in a pretty standard defense here. Early shots coming out from Unseen. Catches the cross. They know the spawn. They know where they're moving to now. Let's take a look at the offense. What do we have?
Alright, it looks like one of them's holding top of kayak building where shots were coming from Game Reaper and Project.
Neox taking shots with that shield in ice cream truck building, objective building.
Oh, Trip, buddy. Well. I'm going to have to rejoin our lobby here. I've got a bit of an audio glitch on my end, so I will be right back on the commentary with you, bud.
Alrighty. Well, that's okay. We can roll with the punches here on Onward Master League 1, and we have Cap and Nolik on the west side, pushing up slowly. Not going to come in any contact. Xandria in his little hidey hole. Pretty good spot. Definitely a common spot, but still, I mean, like, common spots don't mean that they're easy to deal with, right? You still have to go around the corner, shoot the guy in the window or in the door, and that's just not something you want to deal with. I'd rather just avoid it altogether if possible. Rika being very aggressive here in the Bazaar, staying low, staying behind the tables and everything, but he goes down to a nade from Neox. Neox needs to get the confirm. Anybody gonna go for the res? Nope, the confirm does come out with the pistol from the shield player. Neox confirms that. Lots of shots ringing out onto the shield as well. I honestly like the Divided's play here. The shield drawing all kinds of fire and just allowing tons of callouts to be had. I mean, especially attacking this objective. He's got all this stuff. He's got the K-rail. He's got the Hescos, the ice cream truck. He could stand behind the K-rail and just take shots and really not have to worry about people flanking him. But he's not going to listen to my commentary, and he's just going to go across the street.
Right, I'm pushing the kill box now.
Moving into the kill box. Xandria has moved out of his position and is currently sneaking up, pinched between Nolik and Neox.
Time to move.
Neox calling out movements to his team. Xandria is very close, but Nolik picks him up in the back, saving Neox's life. Cap now on the North Road. Cap not going to have to deal with any defenders on the North Road. That's a pretty unexpected defense. I mean, normally you leave at least one person back here or in the back of the Kiat somewhere to watch this North Road. But Riot only having 3 members up. All 3 are on objective still. TFH actually moving out and pushing up to try and take down the shield. Cap coming around behind him. Nolik moving up on him as well. TFH hears the sounds. He's going for Nolik. Neox's callouts are impeccable. Nolik knows exactly where TFH is.
Hello, Trip.
Hello, Sleepy. You haven't
I'm
missed
back.
a lot. Oh, a nade comes out from TFH. It just doesn't get over the stairs. Nolik and TFH fighting through this crack here. They trade. And that leaves 2 Riot defenders left.
All right. Well, I will be here to help comment on what you're saying, but I'm going to wait for the round to finish in order to make sure that I don't cause any unnecessary drops or issues with the lobby.
That's fair.
I think I got things worked out here. Also, folks, let me know in the chat, or you can hit me on Discord and let me know if my fan is blowing into my microphone too much. It's kind of hot here in Southern LA or Southern California right now, so I've got a fan blowing on me, but I feel like it's picking up in my mic. So let me know if you do hear that.
Cap taking down Unseen Threat. 1 member of Riot left. 4 members of the Divided just coming in. Oh, but they're going to go for the kills. Game Reaper takes shots. He misses. Cap turns the corner and takes down Turbo, and the Divided take round 1. Also from the Divided, they wanted to give a shout out to a long-term constant viewer of the Onward Master League, Colin Askey, who is having a birthday soon. And Neox hit me up yesterday and said that the team wants to give you a shout out because you are an awesome supporter. So shout out to you. So the Divided with the shield play definitely putting in a lot of hurt on the Riot. I don't know if Riot. I don't know how often Riot deals with teams that run shields. I don't think there's a whole lot of bronze teams that do, besides Hand of Death, which I'm not sure where they're at in the standings. Let me take a look at the standings real quick. Hand of Death. Yeah, they've probably played Hand of Death, and I know that Unseen or Urban Ghost is a pretty difficult person to deal with the shield, so they might have a little bit of experience with that. Other than that, I don't know a lot of other teams down here that are playing shields.
Well, sorry, Chip. I'm going to have to jump out again because apparently something about this lobby or something about the game right now is bugging out my audio, so I'm just going to restart the game. I'll be back with you in a few moments again.
Well, that's
Sorry.
all right. We're going to hop into round 2 without Sleepy. But it's okay. Y'all came to listen to me anyways.
I'm gonna ask every time.
Don't think I won't unmute myself to refute you, sir.
The Divided on defense now. Let's see what they can do to hold this point. Mirrored spawns from Riot. All kinds of shots ringing out. Cap putting shots down the main street. It seemed like it was just there to stop the cross. I don't really know if he saw him or not. That's a pretty impressive angle. However, it doesn't stop the cross. Riot does make it across with Turbo and TFH on the east side now. TFH also using the shield coming out of the bar here. Taking a different approach. Cap downing Xandria. Xandria was all the way inside. I don't know how he got there that fast. But that's Xandria's body right there. Man, he really went for it. The rest of his team still hadn't crossed the main street, and Xandria was on the west side of the Kiat pushing objective already. Now, back to TFH, taking a different route with the shield than what Cap or what Neox was doing. He's not using it as a call-out mechanism, but he's using it to approach and to push the objective, which on Bazaar, I feel like that has a different play style, right? Because like Bazaar, you can get flanked so easily, and there's so many corners to check. I feel like having the shield farther back and using it to make callouts is a much smarter play with the shield than using it aggressively and running into the defense. TFH not seeing anybody. He has a shield and a flashlight, and his flashlight is on. I'm not sure why he's using a flashlight. He does also have night vision, but I don't think he's got it turned on. I'm not sure if the casters see the night vision being applied or not. So, but as of right now, I cannot tell. Two members of Riot pushing up the west side. Unseen Threat and Rika coming up on the west side unopposed. And where's the last member of Riot? Here we go. On the east side, coming through the east objective area. Also unopposed. The Divided have set up a pretty strong defense. 2 on objective, 1 downstairs, 1 upstairs on opposite sides of the Kiat, and then 2 behind it on both sides, plus 1 a little forward, probably a little tucked in, just waiting on the stairs. And Riot is going to be able to move all the way up into the Bazaar. A C4 going off, not catching anything. I think Neox heard the sounds, but he doesn't find him. Rika finds Neox as he comes up the stairs and looks for that kill. The Divided not moving from their positions. Oh, but Rika finds another one as Game Reaper peeks that window on the top floor. Turbo on the other side of the wall from Nalik. Nalik is right there. They need to know he's here. TFH is right behind him as well. Turbo and Nalik trade. TFH coming back to get the res. Unseen and Cap also doing the exact same thing on the other side of the map. Unseen comes around the corner, though, does not check it. And Cap gets him. TFH finishes off Nalik. Project 8 gets Rika. And it's all up to TFH and his shield. He's got 2 members of the defense on objective. TFH looking for a better weapon. Nope, he's not going to pick it up. TFH realizing he's the last man standing, creeping up on objective. The biggest problem he has is if he wants to go for this cap, he has a shield in his hand. He has to put it on his back, otherwise it will make noise and alert the defenders that he's there. However, they know he's there now. Cap takes some shots at him. TFH unable to get the kills. He runs inside the Kiat. He's going for it. He's coming around the backside. Drops it down. Trying to get those shots just to... Oh, and a trade comes out. Cap downs TFH. Project 8 still alive. The Divided take point number 2. A great fight with the shield there. A lot of squats involved. If you're going to run shield, you got to get those squats in.
Yeah, leg day, bro.
That is right.
Let's see if my audio glitches out as I load into Bazaar again. No, it sounds like everything's normal, Trip. I'll be able to help you out this time.
All right.
You're not actually solo casting after all.
I'm not gonna lie, I do prefer my solo casts. But
That's just because you like to hear yourself talk.
for sure, I mean, when I rewatch the VOD and I'm just like, man, who is that other guy? Why can't he shut up and just let me talk? You know, it's just easier when it's just me.
I'm sure Nightfire says that all the time when he's casting with me and I won't shut up, so...
I don't know, I feel like Noman talks the most.
You think so?
When I casted with him, he talked the most.
No, I think Noman's pretty succinct for the most part, with the exception of when he has a couple of glasses of whiskey. Then he loosens up quite a bit, and absolutely, it's hard even for me to get a word in edgewise.
You and Noman, your guys' cast is probably my favorite though. We're gonna hop into round number 3 though and see how our cast goes.
That is right. Trip Riot gonna be on the defense this time. Divided, trying to find another point. So far, so good for them. And Trip, you were worried about them being walked on, I think you said?
Well, so their last game was kind of a beating, but I was looking at the standings, and they were punching way above their weight class on the last one.
Sure, okay. And as is the case, but it's good to see that they are not afraid of the challenge. TFH and Turbo D16 going to be taking some pretty standard positions on the defense. They will catch out a couple of members on the cross east, as the northwest spawn will be the spawn that the Divided will be working with here. But of course, as most teams, they will split that off and head most members east to stay away from this deadly, deadly cross that they're faced with.
I really like Unseen Threat's position here. I've never actually seen it taken. Well, at least I've never even thought about taking it. From this spawn and this objective, I've never thought, hey, I'm gonna run southeast or southwest and just shoot down the road. It's never crossed my mind.
Yeah, it's in a position. I think the window next to it, where the pallets are now, is where most people used to peek it before, or even this window has been a pretty commonly used defensive spot in older matches. I remember using it myself a while back. I always like that spot. I think it's a good little spot.
I've always seen it used as an offense on the mini market objective.
I've seen it both ways, and it can be played both ways, I think. But yeah, it's a good spot. Anyways, we're back at it. Some shots going to be ringing out. Xandria and Game Reaper are going to be trying to go at it now. Going across the street, a little bit of turf wars here from the gangs. TFH will be taking down Game Reaper with a nice headshot to finish things off.
That was a quick peek on TFH's part.
Ooh, but a quick peek is what Neox gets as he grabs the man on objective. TFH goes down. We're still 4 minutes left in the round. The Divided with a slight man advantage. One member of Riot can still be rezzed, but no rotation onto that as of yet. We'll see if that happens maybe a bit later on.
I'm going to rotate round towards Norlock and move over west, east side with him.
Xandria's going to get a shot from the back of Neox here, and he does take him down as he's rotating north. Now there's only 2 members of the Divided left. Nalik in the far east. And where's the other? Oh, there he is. Project here in the East Marketplace. They're gonna have a hard time crossing.
Eastern pushes. Oh yeah, absolutely. They're gonna have to pick the guy in the east first, and then let me see here. Yeah, if they don't have smokes, it's gonna be near impossible, and even still, it's gonna be tough because Reika.
He's down.
Raikage. Yeah, he's down, but he's still obviously going to be able to give call-outs.
I don't know. I think they're past where he can give call-outs at this point. I mean, unless he's got a massive play space, I don't think he can move that far to the right to see down the street or anything.
Well, you're right. If they push a bit west in towards the center of the map and then cross the street, while they are a bit more susceptible to the defenders on the objective, they're a lot less susceptible to him seeing them cross. But if they were to cross, say, over by the tank, like east of the tank, he would definitely have been able to see that. But now, unfortunately for him, he has bled out the timer. I think it's 2 minutes and 30 seconds on that. I'd have to reconfirm that, but enough time to get yourself healed up or give plenty of callouts if that's not an option for your team. So now it's officially a 3v2. Divided have 2 minutes left on the clock here, and they're pushing their way up now through that central bazaar, similar to what we talked about just a bit ago.
Yeah, they're taking it slow now. Nalik here, just nice and prone, looking for anyone rotating. I think he's gonna find anybody. I think the Riot defense knows what they're doing, and they know they have the man advantage. And I really don't see a good approach to this objective other than you're gonna have to win firefights. I mean, there's no sneaky way in here. There's no pick off one and get it. You're gonna have to kill a couple of people.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
yeah, it's a tight hold by the defense on the objective right here. The Divided are gonna have to work for this one. This one looks like Riot are gonna be able to find their first point, but it's not decided yet. A lot can still happen in this minute, but they're gonna have to start striking soon because they don't have a lot of time to work with if things don't work the way they want the whole way through.
55 seconds left. Do you think that they're waiting? There's some shots from Nalik. He's not going to connect.
I think he was waiting. They were waiting for some gimme picks, like a defender to get overzealous and rotate out into the open and leave themselves exposed and give them a quick and easy chance to even out the numbers. Some shots ring out. Nalik is able to find Turbo D16, and now the smokes get pushed out from Project 8VR as he snuck his way even farther west. He's pushed up. He's now covering through. He's sneaking through the alley. He's got Tablet out. Is he going for the cap? Yes, he's inside, but he's not going to be able to get the cap because there's a defender waiting. An unseen threat going to go ahead and grab both members, and Riot grabbed their first point here on Bazaar.
He was going so hard for that cap.
Yes, he was. There was no stopping him. They knew they didn't have any time, so if they were going to go for it, they should have gone for it. But he would have been smarter to just stay outside in that situation. He could have stayed behind that little cardboard box near the objective and actually capped from there. I would have been a safe. I mean, it would have still been risky, of course, but it would have been safe because they did take out the defender in the garage across the street who would have had sightline. So a ballsy play, I give it that, but it didn't work out for him in the end. Unseen threat closing things out for Riot there.
It's that overwhelming force type of cap where you just send like 2 or 3 cappers in and they can't kill us all.
Yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, especially if you have that advantage at that point, go for it. Just bum rush it. And if your cappers are all fast, like, you know, the guys from Danglers and a few of the other folks that we've seen, Mayhem, have some strong cappers as well. SMC also. Like, if you have teams like that who are able to send 3-4 guys in at once, all capping at one time, like, there's no way you're stopping that cap, you know?
Yeah.
But in this case, they were able to do that.
There's also the, you know, I'm going to go sacrifice myself as a fake cap and let someone else do the real cap because I'm just going to go stand out in the open and they're going to come find me.
Sure. Lots of different tactics employed here in the Onward Master League. The Onward VR Master League.
You can always just yell numbers. If you're on objective, you should just always be like rattling off numbers, like round number 4. I'm turning into like Noman. That's what's happening.
Oh.
My segues are gonna get better and better.
Well, speaking of segues, the Divided were probably hoping that they had a couple of segues to get into position more quickly, as of course they'll be defending this south central objective in the map near the Humvee. Riot will get the exact same spawn as their counterparts, the Divided, but we'll see how they tackle it. It looks like they're going to keep all 5 of their guys west instead of sending anyone east, and it looks like as if the Divided are pretty much expecting that.
I did just turn on my lasers as I forgot that those were awesome, and so now we could see some better angles and whatnot. We've got Rika this time with the shield crossing the street, unopposed. No one's peeking this east side.
Yeah, well, you better worry about that defender in the south, and just as I say, that cap rings out. It finds Rika and Unseen Threat. with a collateral headshot. Now it's just Xandria all by himself here in the West Market, standing there with his hands around his ankles like, what just happened over here?
Yeah, the collateral headshot, not the way to go when you're like, he got me and I was behind the guy that he was shooting at.
Well, he was unloading a pretty unsteady barrage of bullets, so you can understand where the penetration may have finally went through.
The Divided now in a 5-3 fight.
Well, fortunately for them, they do have a lot of time still. 4 minutes, 30 seconds on the clock is not, nothing to be worried about. You've got enough time to really do stuff. If you can catch the defense right, you might actually be able to catch them off a weak rotation and still be able to capitalize and cap, being down man. Shot's going to come out there from Game Reaper as he sees TFH peek the corner out of the western alleys. TFH will pull back, but he's gonna get greedy and reach for it again. He'll have some backup though from Turbo D16 as he pressures the window. TFH pushes up. You guys might want to coordinate that just a little bit better. You want your support fireman to be covering you as you move, not while you're not moving. TFH, both players still pressuring that window. I'm surprised we haven't seen Project 8 VR pop out that kind of northern facing window here in the south where he is. Right now he's gonna look. He should be able to see TFH.
Ooh, Turbo picks up Game Reaper. It does sound like TFH took some shots though.
I don't know.
He did, yes. Project 8 did take some shots on him. He returned fire from him. Ooh, frag attempt comes out, but catches the corner of the building, and it's going to be no good. Project 8 will now rotate to be the man on objective, it appears. And so far, so good from the Divided. Their defense holding strong. They haven't pulled their man from the far southwest yet. Nope, as I say that, here he comes off the corner now. So once they bring him in and roll in that reinforcement, they should be good to go. Project 8 VR will find TFH. Now it's just 2 members of Riot left. They've got just under 3 minutes here as Xandria pushes his way quietly across the street like his name Snake implies.
I don't know, if Turbo puts shots onto that window that Project's in and Xandria just kind of walks up and shoves the gun in there, he might be able to get Project. And then the objective's kind of open.
Well, you definitely know Xandria heard those shots, and he snuck up underneath the window. You can expect a pop-up attack here. He's got a drum magazine. He's not going to have to worry about reloading. He pops up. He does find one. Cap's going to be on the rotation. Turbo will find him. Now Xandria's inside. He's made his way into the room. He's got Tablet out, but no, Nalik going to be able to find the shots from the defensive side street. Watch. It's now all up to Turbo D16. I really thought that round was going to be over there.
Yeah, Xandria there running farther than necessary to cap that objective. You can cap it without crossing the window or the door that the blue room can see, right? You can hide inside that building and cap.
Yeah, he could have stayed in that wall right there and never exposed himself to that room and been able to cap, no questions asked. I'm really surprised that TFH as a caster wouldn't have kind of been a little bit more aware of that, because we've watched thousands of caps happen from that specific spot. But, the pressure of the moment, things are happening fast. You can't always make the smartest decisions in the heat of battle, so you can't really blame the players either. Neox might get caught out here by Turbo D16 on a defensive rotation. He definitely hears it. Will he be able to find the shots, though? Nalik also on the lookout. He's got 1 minute and 30 left. He's definitely within range. Frag going to come out here, it appears. Nope, just a bit of a smoke. One day we'll get those different colored tracer or different type tracers for grenade types. Turbo being a little extra cautious here. Ooh, he will find Neox on the rotation that time.
Ka-chow.
Now he's going to roll back. He's going to roll back. He's got to find Nalik, and I don't think this should really be too much an issue. He could actually find him from the upstairs window here if he's careful. It's a hard angle, but it can be done. But he's got 50 seconds left on the clock. He better do something soon, or else he's going to give up yet another round to the Divided and put them ever closer to sealing map 1 here. He's going to check the window now. Nalik will rotate off at the last second. That was his angle. Is Nalik outside? Yeah. Oh, no, he's not outside. Good. That's the smartest play for him. But Turbo should go outside. That's where he needs to cap from in this position. He needs to leave Nalik alone, try and slow it down. He's got 24 seconds. He's got enough time to creep and put the cap in here. He's made too much noise. Nalik's out. Nalik's inside. He's going to rotate for the window, but Nalik going to be able to get the kill and Divided take the round. We go 3-1 here on Bazaar.
Man, I thought that Turbo was gonna get that.
This has been some great Onward. I gotta be honest with you. These rounds, they've been getting me excited, Trip.
Making a lot of noise with that close to objective.
It was a risk.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you could say that that was probably what ended up getting him killed in that exchange versus getting the kill. But you know, again, heat of the moment, battlefield.
That's
Things
right.
happen sometimes.
We
You make poor
are
decisions
sitting
sometimes.
in our nice comfy chairs casting matches from the safety of our homes.
Exactly.
We don't have gunshots ringing out.
But still a great play overall. I really thought the round was over when TFH got into the objective. He was in there. He had his tablet out. He just forgot where he was, forgot how exposed he was to the other side, and taken down in his prime as he tried to put Riot on the board and even in the lead. Was that cap would have put them at 3 against Divided's 2 at the time. But some excellent Onward gameplay nonetheless.
Are we going to take bets? Are we giving our caster assessments of who's going to win the series, the maps, all that fun stuff?
I do feel like
round 5.
I do feel like we will be able to. Well, I do feel like Riot's going to be able to hold their defense here. I think they realize how important this round is, but it's going to be whether they're able to capitalize on their next Marsoc round, because their next Marsoc round is do or die. There is no other choice. They either execute and keep going, or they cap and close off the map. But right now, this defensive round is also do or die, as the Divided sit at 3 points, just 1 point away from sealing map number 1, and proving to Trip that, yeah, they might have a bad day here and there, but they are definitely ready to compete with a team who may be a little bit more seasoned like Riot is.
Oh, I love the Divided boys, don't get me wrong. I thought they were going to go toe-to-toe with Lords of War. I was super excited for that matchup, and it just didn't go the way I thought it would. All right, chat's yelling at me because I'm saying Nolik for no. I don't know. Is it Nolik?
Nolok?
Nolok? Is that how you say it? He's German?
Nolok? I don't know.
As
Nolok?
opposed to Nolik from Vikings. I guess I say him the same.
Oh, shoot. Well, while we have a little bit of break in this action, a big shout out to Too Old to Game. That 500 biddies already in the chat. Man, killing it out there today. Appreciate that. Enigma with the big Twitch Prime subscription. We do appreciate that as well. So, obviously, a big, huge thanks to all of those that donate and continue to subscribe to the channel. We really appreciate it. But for now, we're back into our action here. The Divided looking to clinch their last point here to end the round. Shots will ring out as TFH finds Neox on the north. He's going to push aggressively now. He's going to try and find his way in. He's going to be greeted, though, very shortly by a Game Reaper and Cap grouping. He's going to go for the shield at the wrong time, and Cap's going to take the shots to find TFH, allowing Marsoc to maintain control of that shield. And TFH did have the right idea, but he got a little too aggressive, didn't quite think about where he was, and put himself too exposed, and you know, it just gets taken out.
Yeah, going for that. They're a little confused. Game Reaper and Cap now confused because they weren't sure if they shot a friendly. Game Reaper gonna make the cross there, going for the shield as well. Shots ringing out from Rika. And Rika getting very aggressive after taking those shots and moving out into the street to try and confirm that.
Not sure if I would have recommended pushing out into this street like that. You can almost get the exact same angle from the windows just behind him with solid wall coverage in between. And now he's going to try and engage with Game Reaper here with his shield. I'm assuming... Nolok. I'm going to try Nolok and see if the chat gets happier with it. Nolok. Either way, No Lock is going to find Turbo D16 a second kill for him on the map now, or on the round, and the Divided are inching ever closer to their map 1 victory.
Right, realizing that they have nobody on objective and Unseen Threat rotating back like he should. Rika still holding that north, trying to deal with that shield, which leaves Unseen Threat to deal with multiple Divided members. Smoke's coming out onto objective. Game Reaper takes down Rika, and it's all up to Unseen here. He goes for the shots on the Nalik. He trades with Project, and Divided take their 4th and final point on map number 1.
Wow, and there it is. I thought Riot was gonna be able to secure this round. Most teams would play it very safe, box in that objective. It's a fairly easy one to do, but no, they decided the aggression was gonna be their better strong point, and well, unfortunately, it did not work out so well for them, and we saw what happened. But overall, a great match, and the Divided really showing us some strong Onward gameplay today.
Yeah, like I said, they did come from Dead Logic, who was pushing their ways up the EU ranks last season really heavily.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, yeah.
And now that those members have split up, they're all over the place. But the teams that picked them up, man, they're doing well.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Teams, especially right now with some teams dissolving and then other teams kind of rebranding from a few key members leaving, or it's great to see. It's good to see that even if there aren't new teams always coming, like even teams that we're losing are forming or reforming. So the consistency's still there. The players and the game itself is still evolving because we're getting new groups of players together with a new collection of minds, creating these plays and these tactics and these new metas. So it's really pretty amazing.
Yeah, I definitely think splitting up the teams, having your good teams that break apart and then moving that knowledge to multiple teams, you can see how much it helps those teams grow as they pick up those players. And you know what? I mean, just like the All-Stars, when you mash up a whole bunch of good players all together, you get some crazy plays and some really awesome, like, I didn't know you could do that. I didn't know that really worked. And it's always good to see new ideas coming out from the teams and from the players. But we're hopping on to map number 2 now, which is going to be Quarantine. This is Riot's pick.
It should be, as they are the away team, and we do see them starting out on the Marsoc side. So hopefully that will be accurate information and they will not flip it on its head.
Riot, their Quarantine stats, they've played it 21 times and they've only won it 6 times. And so 29% win percent, not the best, not their worst. It definitely, I think they're trying to do it maybe to take out the shield play. I don't know. I still see, there's some shield players that I still see them take shields on large maps like this because it allows you to do things like sit back and do call outs, and no one's going to come flank you because they'd have to run all the way across the map. So you can basically just kind of stand there, take fire, or you could push aggressive, get up into an advanced position and make callouts from there and still be protected. So I don't know if that's why they're trying to, if Riot wants to get the shields out and they're hoping that this large map does that, or if they're picking it because the Divided have never played it on a league match.
No clue. But we can speculate all we need, because it does appear we've had a bit of an issue with one player being able to connect to the lobby, but they do seem to have gotten back in. They're readied up now, so I'm assuming now it's all due to planning. But really exciting first map. Divided coming out strong. Riot going to be on the back foot going into their own map pick. So hopefully they'll be able to pull that out. Of course, we all want to see a series go into 3. Am I wrong?
No, I definitely love to see those third map deciders.
Fight me if I am.
Here we go into round number 1. Now, I forgot to look at where the objective was, but it is the... What do you call that, Sleepy? What is your term for that objective? East No, west. That's west.
I call that West Garage.
West garage. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, because while there is a gas station garage as well, I just call that objective the gas station objective because it's very clearly the only objective that we currently have at the gas station. But on that same note, I am kind of excited at that sit rep we saw yesterday where the devs were mentioning that community contest of wanting to hear about, you know, what the community members, especially the competitive community, thought about new uplink locations. But anyways, back to the action as things quickly hop off here. Nalik is going to find a kill onto one of the members, Neox. Then Unseen Threat gets picked up himself by TFH. Neox is down. Project 8's going to grab TFH now. Things are getting messy very quickly.
Turbo doing the whole lemming thing. Right where his buddy died, he died as well.
That lemming thing is really catching on with us casters.
It is going to be a thing for this season.
Season 8, Onward VRML, the season of the lemmings.
We've only got one member of Riot left, 4 members of the Divided left, and Rika's not in a great spot to get to this objective. He has to get past Project 8, who took down 2 members right here. I don't see it going well, because even as soon as he shoots, Project rotates away. Nope, he's going back. Just kidding. Yeah, as soon as he shoots to take down Project, the other 3 members are going to know exactly where he is.
Exactly. He doesn't have the benefit of having someone else kind of alleviate the pressure of him shooting. So he's going to have to do what he can to make it work. He doesn't really have the utility. Well, no, he should have utility because I haven't seen any really being used, but I also don't see any on his body either.
Ooh, he gets one on the far cross. He takes down Cap.
Ooh, and he's a DMR boy. Single shot net.
With that new red dot.
Oh, he finds a second one. What the heck? Rika doing the impossible right now, executing a wonderful 1v4. He needs to take those shots and finish off Project 8, however, because Project 8 is definitely going to be giving that information to his team. And that could be the final downfall of Rika here in this situation. There it is, the rotation from Game Reaper finds Rika on the push, and the Divided take the first round on Riot's map pick here on Quarantine.
Yeah, so he was running a DMR with the suppressor, and I'm starting to think
it was working.
There are changes to the suppressor because I've been seeing cast recently that, you know, someone will shoot somebody right next to them, and the defender won't know where those can't identify where those shots came from. So I don't know if there's something weird going on with the audio, or the suppressors are doing something different.
Well, I think maybe they're having to do something with them in order to make them actually effective as tools, right? Because suppressors in the real world are obviously, you know, their functionality works because, you know, guns are loud in real life, like very loud. You know, you wear hearing protection if you're typically in a squad or a fire team. And so having a suppressor is pretty helpful. So I guess maybe that's the way they're trying to cope with it. So it's not like a kind of useless equipment. But I mean, it's never been useless because having the suppressor also means that an enemy team doesn't know what kind of weapon you're firing unless they happen to know that the fire rate of your weapon is not that of what their team is capable of using. Like the Mark 18, for example. You can tell one of those firing because it's got a fire rate kind of unlike anything else. The closest thing you could attribute it to on Volk would be the AS Val, I think.
Yeah, it does have a really high rate of fire, and that's the other thing that it does is it makes it harder to distinguish, like you said, the type of gun. So you can't tell, oh, that was a Volk gun, that was a Marsoc gun. So you might think maybe that's a friendly that's right around the corner shooting at something. I don't know. I don't think I've ever been confused when a shot has rung out if it's a friendly or not. But I guess it does happen in the heat of battle. The Divided still trying to plan their assault here right out of spawn. Swapping smokes out. Neox and Game Reaper going to try and make this cross on the street. Pop and smoke.
Yeah, they got a tough time ahead of them, that's for sure. It's never easy to come out of the south spawn on these central and southern objectives because you really want to be able to kind of utilize that northern side of the map, but you're stuck because you have to force yourself out of the south, and you either have to use utility to do it or you have to get really ballsy and try and just run across and save your utility for the later impending attacks. But it looks like the Divided going to be able to get across the south street towards the north. They're in the center portion of the map now. That'll be good for them.
It will be good for them if they know that there's someone on the roof as well, because that is a very deadly position.
Project 8 going to be putting out some suppressive fire there onto the central burning building. He's got 2 defenders there, so he's definitely not wrong, but he doesn't have the visual, and he needs to lock that in order to hit those shots, and he is being watched like a hawk right now. Turbo D16 trying to get those shots off. He's going to go ahead and pop smoke and clear that visual. Hopefully, going to try and maybe push across the south street, but that could lead to his own demise. Get some suppression there. The well-timed grenade could catch Project VR, but no. Timing held up perfectly. He's going to hold up cover behind the Humvee, and I'm expecting another sprint push here any moment to try and get himself into cover in the central section of the map.
While all of that is happening, we've got 2 members on the south. We've got one on the wing and one looking through these windows, which I believe are penetrable. You can shoot through these windows here that Cap is looking through.
Well, yeah, because I don't think there's actually glass. I think it's just like railing.
I can't fly through them, but I believe they're penetrable. Or maybe those aren't. I can't remember. There's one set that is and one set that isn't. So let us know, chat, which ones are. I know the ones on this fuselage piece here, these are penetrable.
Yes, you can shoot through those. I believe, if anything, these are good for communicating. You know, spotting out like the center burning building.
For sure.
Giving some call-outs for your team. TFH will rock a nice headshot onto Neox and take down the first member of Divided here on the map. Interesting. He's using that new PKAS site for the Russians. A great addition. Been definitely wanting a different red dot for those Russian weaponry.
I am not a fan of the new red dots. They just block so much of your view.
I agree on the Marsoc one. The Russian one, I'll deal with that to not have
the
a
T
Cobra
site. Cobra site's pretty useless. But I don't know. I guess I've gotten used to it.
It's just not as easy to
TFH is going to get shot in the back of the head.
He sure is, and Game Reaper going to oblige, almost as if we commanded him to. Divided find their first pick here on the map. We're still just under 3 minutes left, so the Divided do have plenty of time as they move their way in. Their attack seems to be going somewhat well. They've only lost 1 in the north, which would have honestly been very helpful to their push, but they still have Game Reaper up there, and he's proven that he can take those shots long range. What he needs to do now, though, is actually rotate back towards like that northwestern white car in the trench and start taking some shots onto the defenders at both the center burning house and the western garage itself as they try and push in for an attack from the south.
Yeah, he's taking roof. I think he wants to go confirm his roof kill before he does anything. But if he does anything, Snooperfax is definitely a good target. He's out in the middle of the street looking for that south defender. Not looking north at all, really.
No, they haven't checked north in a while. Ever since Game Reaper got that pick onto TFH, it's like they've not even concerned themselves with where he got killed from. Because, yeah, I'm not seeing any attention paid to the north right now, and Game Reaper could kind of walk in here completely unseen for the longest time. Rika will find a down onto Nalik. No, my apologies, he will find a full kill. And that will put Riot on the back foot just a bit more, but that's not saying anything because, again, Game Reaper here in the north, he's completely unseen, and I think he's going to be able to just kind of walk his way up if he plays his cards right.
He's going to have to start doing it soon. 1:20 left. The Nooperfax running right out into the street. Game Reaper takes him down. Almost made it.
I bet they turn their attention to the north now, but to be honest, I still don't see many of them doing that unseen threat. We'll find a pick onto Cap. There's only 2 members of the Divided now up Riot with 3 members left, but finally a little bit of attention paid north. I think Game Reaper's actually going to end up running into his own demise. He's firing heavily into the objective room. 2 members of The Divided now pushing in strong. 45 seconds left. Project 8 VR is trying to maybe do something about D16 here in the center, but D16 will find Turb. Project. Oh no, Project is confused.
It's the wrong objective.
Well, actually, that could be me that's confused. He could have been checking his tablet to see if his teammate died, and I thought it was him checking for a cap.
No,
he does find 2 picks very quickly, though. He could still get this. 20 seconds left, and the trade comes out. Riot's gonna pick it up.
What?
And the Divided will get robbed of the trade, but what a great play there from Project 8. He really tries to turn that round around and clutch it. But unfortunately for him, the trade gods did not go his way.
Yeah, I think he was going for a cap. It looked like he was running back and forth on that wall, trying to find a cap spot.
Ooh, Big Mike with that big tier 3 subscription. Thank you so much, Big Mike. We appreciate you subscribing to the channel. Also, Durafin, I see you in there as well with your tier 1 at 13 months. You got yourself a 1-year-old. Go with your bad self. Also, of course, thank you to everyone else. Enigma, I saw that extra 500 biddies you be throwing in there. Love you. Appreciate that. Eric, throwing it in now. Everybody getting in on the game. Much appreciated, guys. We really do. Thank you. And, of course, we thank Riot and the Divided so far today for giving us an excellent game so far, Trip. I expected it, and that's kind of why I grabbed this with you last minute as I was looking at the matches again. But, man, this match really delivering today. And as it looks right now, we could really be going into map 3 deciders.
Yeah, I definitely, I hope we do. You know, I love map 3 deciders. What do you think map 3 is going to be is the question.
I think it'll go something small. I think we'll go to like Suburbia or Cargo for map 3.
Yeah, I was definitely feeling more of a Cargo, small map. We're going to hop into round 3.
Math
Yep.
is not, yep.
The
it's
board
hard.
does it for me, and I still have to think about if it's right or not.
The board can lie, though, if there's caps, so.
The Divided have no issues. I mean, they're in high spirits. They're joking. They're coming out of spawn. This is going to be... That's when you play your best, right? When you're having fun. I know we were playing Marco Polo the other day on Tanker and that Legionnaires match. We were having a good time.
Yeah, having a good time is definitely helpful. It keeps your mind in the right place. It doesn't let you get too bogged down or focus on, mistakes and things like that. So it's always good to keep that mood light. Try and keep that tilt factor under control. I'm sure almost anyone, I know Noman as a fellow caster and team captain for Blaze, will tell you that tilt control is very important to their team success and to most team success. I think when you allow your team to get to that point where you're emotionally distraught, you're not making clear decisions. You won't be able to focus on the task at hand, and you're just not going to be able to execute, even against the team that you should be able to beat, with no problems or with little to no problem. But here we go, the push on the south. We've got a few members. Snooperfax on the corner, but he's hanging out in the open. He's not going to get in time. Game Reaper finds the kill. Unseen threat. We'll see Snooperfax go down. Let's see if the lemming effect is still very real.
The lemming effect. Oh my god.
He look at him. He's thinking about it. He's considering it.
He's watching shots go into the dead body of Snooperfax and going, I can get that kill.
I can do that. I can do that.
Snoop's just got a slow reaction time. I got this.
Unseen threat does. Nope.
No.
No. Unseen threat. Don't do it. Don't go that way. That way no safe. That way not safe. Much keck. Too much death.
I don't think I would even try, because that guy that killed Snoop could have gone into the dunes, and there's no way I would want to fight someone in the dunes.
Yep, that's right. Meanwhile, in the hotel, Cap will find a pick onto TFH. Riot will go down their second member here and Divided, setting themselves up for another strong map here on Quarantine. The laser show, the defense from the Divided on this objective, I'm actually very, very pleased with, especially when all of their lasers are showing at once. Like that objective cross is pretty well covered. And so long as the motel defender is aware, he's got a pretty good eye on the objective as well. Game Reaper finds Turbo D16 now. He'll go down. We've got to push onto the objective from Rika. Can he get the pick onto Project 8 here? No, he's not going to come around the corner fast enough, and Project 8 will find a pick onto Rika. Riot's on the back foot, down to its last member. It's all up to Unseen Threat. Neok's going to push his way up. He will be his first target.
He's going to go for the res.
It's a smart play. You definitely need that second man up. Turbo's got to come up, but they are targeted still. They need to fully withdraw from that south. They have no way forward in the south right now unless they have more equipment. And right now, I don't think they do. If they do, they don't have much.
Let's take a look. We've got, I'm seeing no grenades on Unseen, and Turbo looks like he just popped his last one. A defensive, offensive smoke, kind of a...
Ooh, will this grenade from Cap be far enough? No, it doesn't look like it will. Just a little bit more oomph on that. He could have ended this round. But Turbo D16 is definitely looking for that pick onto Cap at the motel. I don't know.
A five-man defense, man. I don't know if I can get past this.
Yeah, and especially not the way this defense is set up. It's not so much that it is 5-man, it's the way that the 5-man is set up. There's not really a way that he can approach, that Unseen can breach this corner without being subject to somebody's refrag.
Yeah, if they had pulled off all the way and gone north and started picking them off one at a time coming that direction, maybe. But they'd still at that point have to get across at least one line of fire. I don't know. It's not looking good. Not getting any picks for those downs kind of hurt them. If they had traded, if some of those kills had been trades, Turbo goes down to Game Reaper, and now it's all up to Unseen. Unseen does get one. He gets a pick on the Nollik, and he looks no lock. I don't know. My pronunciation is not the best, but he does get the kill, and he goes and looks for Cap, doesn't find him. He's peeking just a little too far. If he moves any farther forward, he's going to get picked up by Game Reaper from that sniper's nest. It's still not looking very good, and he's only got 50 seconds left. He hasn't left the spot. He's got it. He's checking his tablet. He knows he's last up, and the time he's got to get on the move. He's putting shots on the Game Reaper's location. They know he's there, but they just can't connect. Unseen gets him, but this nade! No. Oh, Unseen survives the nade as well, but does not survive the shots from Neox, and the Divided take their second point.
I mean, nothing really surprising there, right, Trip? I mean, we said it ourselves. It wasn't that it was a 2v5 or an XV5. It was how that 5 was set up for this objective. It's just impossible for them to approach. You mentioned that they could have went north. Even that would have still been risky because they would have had to deal with Cap, who was buried in, bunkered into that motel. So it would have been tough for them no matter what, and I think we saw the outcome that was going to come out no matter what. The Divided pick up the second point, take the lead on this map, and Riot on the back foot on their own map now.
Yeah, and even if they had decided to go north, I mean, that's one of those decisions where you have to make it very quickly because they just kept running time down, waiting for a pick to come out from that center or anything. And, you know, rotating back to mid and then crossing north and then coming down, if you're going to do that, you need to give yourself some padding because you are going to get bogged down either dealing with the hotel or trying to maneuver around the hotel so that you don't have to shoot. But that's going to slow you down too, and then you're just going to run out of time. So this map's a lot about time management and how long you can, like in your head, you need to know, oh, if I'm going to go from center glass, go around the roof, and attack burning from the north side, you need to know how long that takes in general, and then give yourself some padding on top of that in case you run into any defenders.
All right. So I also want to give a shout out to folks who have been donating to us through the link below the stream. Unfortunately, we don't have a notification for that right now in the chat. So because a few people have hit me up on Discord, I want to go ahead and say thanks for that. Plus, we get a round reset here anyway, so there's no action to cover at the moment. So I want to give a big shout out to Mr. Death, first of all, because he made a donation, mostly because he thought a notification was going to pop up with text on the screen. So I'm going to go ahead and read it for him because of that. And he says, we need more Emma Watson call-outs, guys. So absolutely, Mr. Death. If I can make some Hermione call-outs, if I can work those in there some way, somehow, we'll definitely do that. I'm sure she would hate that I only use Hermione call-outs. She's like, I do other things too, you know. Also, another one coming in from a Dennis. Not sure who Dennis is. I believe I might know who that guy is, but I'm not sure. He also donated a few euros, and he says, keep it up. So again, thank you for anyone who does donate through that link below. Unfortunately, we do not have that notification stuff set up for that link on the stream, but I'll try and do my best to monitor that kind of stuff if folks are donating during matches. So big shout out to everyone who did donate. Again, we thank you. But we're going to get back into this action now. We do have a valid round. We have the same objective, Riot on the defense, Divided going for the offense, and already Snooperfax putting out some heavy aggressive suppression fire on the south, trying to keep that team from being able to get their way down towards those plane wings and towards the south dunes.
Yeah, maybe we should hit the Kinman and see if he can add to his bot, the VRML bot that posts in the Discord when someone donates.
Yeah, there are a few ways that we could definitely go around that. But we'll definitely discuss that in the coming times. This is definitely something we should discuss now before we push out some really exciting stuff here in the coming future.
Yeah, like our Bitcoin miners that we added to our Twitch stream, so we just make money as people watch, right?
Sure. Can somebody show me how to do that? Because I would love to just go ahead and rake in on it for no reason, with zero effort.
Zero effort. That's Sleepy's life motto right there. I want it,
actually,
but I want it for zero effort.
Actually, you and a few other people know that is not how I actually behave in my life motto, if that is my life motto. Because I've been one busy beaver here in the last couple of weeks. As we gear up for OC6, and Turbo D16 is going to be excited and gearing up for that as well as he takes down Snooperfat or Game Reaper in the south. That'll help Riot secure an early lead here in this round, and that'll help them out for sure.
No, let's just told you.
Here comes a Lemming. Neox. He does have a shield, though, so it's a little safer.
Yeah.
Please, someone make a new team. Call it the Lemmings. I will love you forever.
Oh, if Lemon Squad come back next year, they can call themselves the Lemming Squad. Zing! Turbo gonna go ahead and just make sure that he did kill that guy when he shot him. Now the frag comes in. Unfortunately, gonna end up being a bit of a wasted bit of utility. Now Turbo's aware of the presence of an enemy. He's probably not gonna peek because I don't think he's aware of what kind of person he's facing, like whether or not this person has a shield or whether they're holding a rifle. So I don't think he's quite gonna peek that crest. He knows they just threw a grenade at him. He's definitely not gonna peek from that same position. He's repositioned. Now he's gonna slowly try and watch the cross. But yeah, Riot's got a pretty well set up defense as well, so I'm interested to see how the Divided plan to break this up. They've got a couple of guys north. I expect them to take that roof positioning and trying to pick off a few, maybe the one guy in the east headquarters building. As they got their men too close in the center, they're going to need to start dropping guys towards the objective to get those guys in a bit closer.
Yeah, personally, on this objective, I think if you ignore the hotel and take the mid or the south and then just smoke the hotel, that's a safer option. Because that guy has to rotate a long way. And it's a pretty open, clean shot. So if you've got the man advantage, you push objective with smoke, and then you have someone just wait. And they wait for that guy to come out and cross and go rush objective, and you can either take him down or you can cap. I mean, but they've got to start doing something. They're at 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and they have 5 members up still. 5 defenders up, so. Neox.
When I get the call, I want you actually, no, Cap, when I get the call, I want you pre-find for his objective. Be wary of friends.
Neox, man, he is.
Whatever smoker needs you,
Those
Cap,
call
He is
outs.
just, yeah, he's just getting info. He's just farming information right now with that shield. Because I'm sure
oh my
he's
God.
seeing TFH's head pop up there, here and there in that stairwell.
1 minute left. We go for a final rush, okay?
He just told every single person on his team what they're supposed to do when the action starts to happen. I mean, that's impressive. Like, being able to do battlefield commands is a very good skill.
Yep, that is definitely not something that can be learned overnight, and it's not something that everyone can actually learn. Some people just are not, their brain is not wired to be able to work that way, and it is very impressive to be able to see that within the community and live on a cast.
Project, you ready? Right, let's do this now.
Here comes 1 minute left. Smoke's coming out. They're going for a hard push. Let's see how it goes. Neox. No, Turbo taking down Nolik.
Yep, Neox was not able to account for Turbo here, but he does make it by with the use of his shield. Unseen Threat, he gets through there as well. He's got to find the right route here to be able to get the cap. He's not going to be able to make it, though, as Turbo takes down D16. Project 8 VR will find Reika and Unseen Threat. He's on his way towards the objective now. Turbo D16 finds Project 8 and Neox. One member of Divided is left, and it's just Cap as he rolls up on the hotel. He finds the kill. Now it's a 1v1, 24 seconds left, but Turbo gonna find the kill on to Cap with just a few seconds remaining, and Riot take map number 2 by the skin of their teeth.
Yeah, props to Riot there for being able to hold out. And, like, I mean, when that push came in with a minute left, they all just held their lines. They didn't lose track of what was going on. They kept their kill count. And that's impressive to do as well when you're, like, under fire. People are rushing in from all directions. And they had 4 defenders pushing at the exact same time. Like, that's an assault. And they had smokes and everything. Man.
It was great. And then how they were able to adapt worked out very well also, because a couple of those picks from Project 8 really opened up the north. He was able, and then the hard aggressive push there at the end from Cap to clear out the hotel and rush in from that northern side. Had he just kept his eye on that angle for just a second longer, he might have ended up with the kill and been able to take Divided that round win for Marsoc. But either way, an amazing round. And again, just coming down to these like last minute nail biters. It's really great, man. Some great Onward action today on this Saturday afternoon early game cast. We still have more games to cast still today and tomorrow. A lot of challenges popping up this week, of course, without any generated matches and only a few button cups. But noticing a lot of button cup-esque matches being played, such as this one, Riot and America's East team and Divided European team. So that is great. But anyways, we're back into the action, and that action is moving to the north objective, the one near the tractor trailer, 18-wheeler, lorry truck, whatever continent or place you're from, and whatever you may call it. It's up north. It's near those red tinned roofs. We've got 6 minutes to find out if the Divided can hold their defensive round, or if Riot will be able to maybe even find 2. With an uplink, they'll get the very south spawn, so they'll have to treat their crosses with care if they don't want to be spotted out too early. And I think Game Reaper might get a spot onto him. Yeah, he's definitely...
Nolok and Neox taking the roof. Not peeking, though. Not finding those shots. Ooh, Snoop getting a headshot on the Nolok.
Nolik's dead, Nolik's dead. Awesome.
Where are the other defenders? 2 on objective. So it's really just Game Reaper and Neox doing the defense here.
Yeah, Game Reaper is going to be key to this defense. He's going to have to try and shut down as much of this push from the Riot team as he possibly can before going down. Raika's going to be his first challenge. He's going to be pushing his way up. Oh, no, but he's going to see the one on the rooftop. That's going to be bad for Neox.
It's getting pretty hot in here.
Neox with the callouts.
Yeah, those callouts have worked because it's got Game Reaper's attention and looking that way. But now the random shots of distraction coming out from Turbo D16 as he tries to suppress the rooftop area. Really not working out.
To help Game Reaper.
He is 100% suppressed. I
can't
am
do anything up here.
super entertained by Neox's callouts right now. Oh, the Riot squad has pushed 3 west and are they're just gonna bum rush Game
Overwhelmed.
Reaper. Yeah. Oh, he gets one.
Yeah, they got to push it harder and faster than that if they want to overcome him. Game Reaper's got the advantage here on the corner. TFH has the shield. Snooperfax has the LMG, so Riot going to be holding the definitive advantage here on the corner, but Game Reaper going to change up the angle. Snooperfax, though, able to shut that down. Neox is going to be now looking this direction, though. He is going to be in a world of suppression still for the most part. TFH will be using his shield to try and work his way up. He'll be spotting, trying to farm out some information as well.
I do like Neox's position. I really like what they did with the area behind the roof after a recent update. With all the terrain changes and the hills, it's so much better now. It's so much more useful.
Oh, I know. I agree. I think the geometry changes and the topography changes, I guess I should have said, were great new additions to maps in areas that were once too open or very difficult to cross because of how open they were or how little cover there was to bound between. I think the devs did a great job at kind of using the topography to help balance that. Now, I will say that I personally missed the trees on the north side of this map, but I guess there were some issues with load-in inconsistency, and so that's why they pulled them. So I can understand that as well. Grenade going to come out. 2 grenades going to come out towards TFH's position. Will either of them be effective?
Oh, no.
Both go off. Neither find him, and now he's just able to start putting his kills out. Cap will find TFH, but Snooperfax will be right behind to secure Cap, and now the defense on the objective is looking a little weak. Neox is rotated off to the west wing. He's not really going to be in position to stop this. And Turbo D16 has come up and found Project 8 VR. This is looking like a cap, but it's not going to matter because Unseen Threat will find the kill into Neox on the west wing, and Riot won't have the opportunity to get their cap.
Yeah, Neox did what he was supposed to do there and just took that kill so that they couldn't get the cap, just run out.
Sure.
But man, those 2 nades were so in sync, and they just were little far off.
Yeah, slight adjustments, not very much needed to fix those at all. But yeah, definitely well played and well coordinated. You would have thought that when they split the difference like that, they might have killed him, but you know, he did get shot just a split second later, so they still got the business, I guess.
Now, personally, I do think this is the hardest objective on this map. I'm not a fan of attacking or defending this one.
Now, see, mine was the last one, the Far East one.
I like
That's
that
my
one.
least good. That's my least favorite. This one I actually like because the defense has its back against the wall, so they have no excuse realistically for failing to put up a strong defense. I mean, yes, you could just be outclassed by your offensive, opponent, but there's less chance of someone surrounding you when your back is literally against the wall. They cannot come from farther north than you are.
I guess that's true, but there's not a lot of
At the
cover
same time,
on the
you're back in the
objective.
corner. But yeah, no, there's not. I mean, I usually play in that courtyard underneath those red roofs when I would play for the Danglers on defense back in the day on this objective. And because of my shorter stature, it allowed me a little bit better cover because of the walls right there. I could kind of watch both east and help cover west. But yeah, I can definitely see where not everyone would be able to defend directly on top of it. So
That's for sure.
Round number 6.
6 number round.
6 round number.
1 before 7. Coming this summer. In a world where Riot are looking to clinch map number 2. Early shots are going to ring out from Unseen Threat as he does spot at least one member of the offense for the Divided pushing out towards the gas station. It's not making a full call out, and that's good because the Divided didn't all push that direction. They're actually spreading out, well, quite evenly amongst the map.
Yeah, I'm looking at the overhead now, and I like their approach. They go slow. I mean, they are an EU team, so you know the whole slow EU is
What are you
a
trying
thing.
to say?
But I think the EU, at least a couple of teams have been getting away from the slow play. You know, just like that last one where they were like, okay, a minute left, we're all gonna rush. There's no reason that it had to wait until a minute, but
Oh, sure.
but the play was good. So like, you know, it's both of those things. It's you could have done that play at 4 minutes if you were set up versus waiting all this time, and you know.
Well, expecting setup by 4 minutes is a bit excessive on this map. I don't think you need to move that fast, especially on that particular objective that they were facing there. But I do agree with you. I don't think that the call for closer to the end of a round is smarter. You need to try and shoot for around middle, or if not middle, just after the mid round point, because you will need that time to counteract any difficulties that you encounter. What do you
Neox is not able to see Turbo as he's just sitting here. Or maybe he's just not taking the shots. I don't know, but Neox just crossed through Crater with the clean line of sight onto those money trucks and did not take any shots.
I don't know. It could be just whatever headset Neox is using. You know, maybe he's using a CV1 and he's not able to quite pick out that shader differential, because Turbo's done a great job of laying in a spot where his black Volk uniform is right up against not only the black tires of that armored vehicle, but also the shadows of the vehicle. So he is kind of hard to see. And I could say that if there were any kind of screen door effect on that for me, I'd probably go right by it as well.
No, we've not lost anyone. 30638.
I would also like to point out that Neox does have a Nene, and I want to see it used.
He's also doing a great job of memorizing, re-checking the code in his head before pushing in towards the objective. But here he comes. Here's the moment of truth. Is he going to be able to spot D16?
He has to see that.
Oh, D16's seen him. He's turned to look at Neox, and he's completely turned around. And now you will not get to see your Nene.
Oh man, I don't know, man. That was
Turbo D16 said, "Sorry, Trip. No see your Nene."
I feel like he was close enough at that point to see him with any headset.
Yeah. Oh, at that point, I agree. He should have seen him. That one I will not disagree with you with. Nalik on the opposite side, though, will find one kill onto TFH. That will help break open the West just a little bit. But the Divided are in quite a great striking position, in my opinion, for the objective now. Game Reaper with a clutch pickup onto Snooperfax as he gets a little too aggressive and rushes out from the red tins. And there's only 3 members of Riot left to defend, as 4 members within striking range. 2 minutes left. This is the point where they should be ready to strike, in my opinion. Like, at this point, maybe 30 seconds earlier, strike now. You have time to adjust, reroute, especially on a larger map like Quarantine or Downfall, for example. You want to have that time because you know rotation times are going to be much longer. Turbo D16 will pick up onto Project 8VR. That'll be another member of the Divided that goes down. Riot and the Divided now on an even playing field. Riot can close the map here, though, and take us to a third map decider. They just need to be able to pick this up. Shots will ring out from Cap, but the refrag should come out quickly from Rika, and it does. Rika finds the kill on a Cap. Nalik with the refrag again onto Rika. 1 minute and 22 seconds left. Now it's just a 2v1 as Turbo D16 is going to try and shut this down. There's 1 minute and 16 seconds left. He can sit in strategic spot and stay safe, but he's going to rush out into the open, and Game Reaper will find the kill. We go 3-3 here on Quarantine, and map 2 is not quite decided just yet.
Yeah, he definitely couldn't give up that Cap, though. He did the smart play.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All I would have thought would have been to maybe rotate onto the northern side of the tank, to where he could have sat and watched towards the cap, and then maybe rotated out if he heard something, peeked to take a shot. You know, there were some locations he could have moved to and stayed out of the open. But at the same time, you're right. He should have avoided the cap, made sure the Divided did not take the round or take the map out from underneath them because, well, they've made it very difficult because Riot now have to execute on Marsoc, but they haven't. They didn't let it end. It's not over. Sleepy's not singing, so there ain't no fat lady singing on Riot on this map yet. The Divided, though, want to shut this down. They're like, we want to take a break on map 3. We want to be able to, you know, take some of the stress off, right?
Yeah, and I don't think they're going to get a break. That next objective, gas station objective, is one where you have to be even more like chicken with the head cut off, kind of checking those corners. I have yet to see a defense that watches all the cap angles and is good, like is protected from an assault. You know, you can either be watching towards objective and you're exposed from behind or the side and can get blindsided, or you're watching an approach and someone could sneak past and cap. I don't think I've seen any good solid defenses here.
Well, I definitely can say that I've not seen anything that I would consider like an unbeatable defense here. Whereas I've started to see things like that being developed by teams on other objectives, not only on this map, but in other maps as well. But this one, I agree with you. I don't think I've seen a 100% kind of guaranteed almost defense, or one that thinks outside the box in order to cover all the approach angles without having to be set right on top of it. Because some objectives, that's how you have to actually defend them. You don't need to sit on top. You need to actually sit a little bit back and watch the crosses, because the crosses are easier to get the picks on.
Cap's going to run across the street, and he's going to make it. Riot spawning in the north behind the roof. Not peeking early, not going to get those shots. The defense is set, it looks like. They've got a little kill box +1 in the far west. And Riot is going to approach 1, 2 in the west approach, 1 in the White Car Valley, to 1 on the roof, and 1 at APC. And I'm assuming this is going to be a pretty slow round because of the weight of the point.
I agree. I think Riot is definitely not going to be going out with any sort of heavy aggression here. TFH going to be putting shots out onto what I assume was Neox, and Rika just unable to pick up the refrag or the assist as Neox rotates away. Rika will be trying to support TFH as he slides his way across the western portion of the North Street. I like the formation I'm seeing from Riot on the minimap, though.
A reverse phalanx?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. TFH is going for the one-on-one fight now against Neox.
Well, so long as his body doesn't freak out and he doesn't get too silly with his motions, he should be able to kind of take care of it. But we could also see a frag come over from Neox that places just behind TFH, because the closer he lets TFH come, the easier it's going to be for Neox to just kind of lob a frag behind him and get that easier kill. However, he'll have to cook it just right, because if Todd hears it hit the deck, he's going to turn around. And there's the nade now. Nope, it's a flash. He's going to push and reposition. Is he going to be able to get enough time before TFH recovers? Yep, TFH is aware. He definitely heard it. He's watching the corner.
Oh, TFH headshots Rika! Oh, no! Oh, that's a clip right there.
Yeah, go ahead and clip that one, because that's going to be an embarrassing one for him next week.
Neox.
Not only did he shoot Rika, he headshot Rika. So I will give you an impressive shot there, TFH, because that wasn't easy. He was full sprint around the corner, and you shot him right in the head. So a great shot, but unfortunately, same team.
You know, when I was on Cats, that's what I would tell them. If you're gonna team kill, you have to make sure it's a kill. If you team down me, I'm gonna be a whole lot more pissed because you didn't kill the person you were trying to shoot at.
Yeah, well, not only that, but you also have to waste a syringe getting you back up. So you're wasting utility now because you're not killing me all the way.
Turbo.
Letting the team go on. I see it, yeah.
Wow.
He's all up in their defensive guts right now. Turbo D16 hoping for Cap to peek that doorway. Will he do it? Nope, the suppressive fire. That's not going to help. Cap is definitely not coming for you now. You're going to have to go to him. Snooperfax, though, will find a pick from up on the rooftop. That'll help. That'll help the cause. Things turning towards Riot. They are playing it safe here, still divided, looking strong. But Turbo is definitely going to have to go after Cap because Cap is not coming for you, bro. He's the defense. He doesn't have to come out of his hole. You have to go after him.
It's for the size of my member. She loves it, bro. Loves it.
Oh my god, I love the banter.
Yeah, it's been great lately. A lot of fun being had in the league. A lot of great games and a lot of great spirits in those games. Even if the teams do lose by a margin, things have been very friendly in game with the banter and in lobbies. Cap does take a bit of damage there from Turbo. He's also going to be suppressed a little bit. Snooperfax on the outside. He's going to be the one to get aggressive. He rushes in and does find the kill.
Wow.
Now they better be worried. Snooperfax going to be open to the kill here from Game Reaper. However, that will alert Turbo D16 to the position of Game Reaper. He's going to try and peek out here before he gets the peek or before he gets the res. Now he's got the kill and the res. Turbo and Snooper are back. It's 2 members of Divided left. This could be the end of the game. Unseen Threat here looking at Nolock. They trade. Unseen Threat is downed. Project 8VR going to be the only man left. He better put himself in harm's way very quickly. All Riot have to do is get the kill. I hope they don't realize that and try and go for a cap, because if they accidentally give too much away, Project 8 could still pull this out very much. But 1 minute left. 3 members of Riot to just the 1 member of the Divided. It's looking like they've got it in the bag. Project 8VR going to make himself very well known as he's out in the open. Supervax will find the kill. Riot will win the map, and we're going to go to Series 3 for the decider.
Oh, that was a close one. He ran around the outside, and somebody was up on objective with their tablet out.
Yeah, it really could have gone either way. But fortunately for Riot, they did not lose that out to a Marsoc round for the spawn for that clutch point. So they do get to take their own map, and we get to see our favorite thing, which is a map 3 chooser. Who gets it, folks? I want to see it in the chat. I know I won't see it until too late, but while you guys are watching it live, I want to know, who do you think is going to take it now? You've seen both teams win a map. You've seen them both play at their strongest or at their strengths. What's it going to be? Who is it going to be? Trip, I will be right back, though. I need to grab myself some water. I've been talking too damn much.
Oh, man, I needed to do the exact same thing. Well, so I think, chat, that we're going to see something short. I want to see... Honestly, I think Cargo. It is the Divided's choice. And I don't have a whole lot of information on them, so it's hard to make decisions. All I know is from playing with them what they like to do and how they like to play. But I mean, Cargo, Suburbia, and Tanker. Actually, I'm thinking Tanker was not banned, right? Tanker is probably what we're gonna see for map 3, in my opinion. And I was... Oh, it's Cargo. I was wrong. But that's all right. Map 3 is Cargo. So we're gonna have a close range shootout happening.
Yes, I come back to see that I was right. All right. Well, Trip, if you need to go grab some water, bud, I'll cover for you.
Yep, I'll be right back.
No worries. But also in this time, I'd like to thank everyone for coming out again. We do appreciate all of you for stopping in and supporting us. I do see all of your great and awesome donations through bits and, of course, your subscriptions. Those of you that donated through the link on the website, big shout outs to you as well. But also, I want to take this time to say thank you to our sponsors and partners, ProTube VR and VR Cover. We do appreciate them always sticking with us through many seasons and been providing prizes to our champions each season and community contest winners for the developers and things. So big shout out to them. Also, I like to start making more shout outs to Stack Up. I know some of you are aware of their mission and some of you aren't, but Stack Up, they're a veterans charity. They help out both U.S. and allied veterans, both overseas serving the military currently, away and domestically, but also those who have retired by taking them to cool events like E3 and TwitchCon, but also taking them to events like our own VR invitationals, and even sending things like PlayStations and Xboxes and like gaming bundle packages to troops who are currently, like, say, in Iraq and Afghanistan, who are downrange right now and might need something to help them break the stresses of their everyday life. So if you haven't already, go to stackup.org. Give those guys a little bit of coin. They really deserve it. They do great work over there. They also have resources for veteran suicide assistance. So if you need someone to talk to, you can get with them on that. So they have a great mission overall. I support them wholeheartedly. I know the VRML supports them wholeheartedly. So big shout out to them. And if you do, follow them on Twitter as well, because, you know, keeping up with their stuff is really great. So Stack Up, Pro2 VR cover. Thank you guys. Thanks to the viewers. And hopefully we'll be getting this underway soon, though we are waiting on a member of Riot to connect to the lobby, and there they are. Again, map 3 will be cargo. We're going to see some close quarters play. Will we see an aggressive play out of either team, though? Will Divided show us something interesting and go aggressive now, play very fast pace? Or will Riot show us that on the defense here? I don't know. I'm interested
personally,
to find out.
I think that, I mean, since both teams have the shield players, I'm going to say that Divided probably has the better shield player out of the two. But I feel like the shield lends itself to aggression, especially on cargo. Also, do you know if Stack Up is going to OC6?
No, I just talked with the CEO, Steve, last night on his late night Just Chatting stream as he was going through Stack Up emails. I asked him if they were, and he said, unfortunately, they got the intel a little too late, so they will not be able to attend this year, but we'll hope to keep them, get them in at least, you know, in the future. And if we ever happen to have another event where the VRML is involved at all, got to make sure that those guys get out there, because we love those guys, and our missions definitely intersect, you know, with VRML being very much about the community, and Stack Up being very much about the veteran community, which we actually have quite a healthy bit of here in the VRML. Myself, I'm a veteran. Mr. Beefy on the SMC team, also a veteran. A few others, Squigookin, Stray Jack. I know I'm going to miss a few. The Woods brothers. I can't recall if both of them served, but I know Woods 43 did. There's a few of them throughout our community. North London Killa, even the original start the game, bruv. Is also a veteran, so, you know, big shout out to those guys.
Yep. Our veteran players are great. They definitely bring a different outlook to the game as well. And Stack Up's great. Mission 22, also a great cause. We like supporting our veterans. I mean, that's all there is to it. You know what else we like? Rounds starting on time.
Read my mind, Trip, read my mind. I was just thinking to myself as I was grabbing this water, I'm like, okay, hour and a half, we're 2 maps in, not too bad, and of course, I didn't know we were going to cargo yet, so now I'm a little bit even more relieved.
If cargo there was a match last week, Sleepy, cargo took 45 minutes. Don't you start with cargo's fast. I don't
Cargo should be fast.
It should be, I agree.
Cargo rounds should be 4 minutes. Fight me.
I mean, we make them 4 minutes by just killing people.
I mean, I realize that. We'd make them 2 minutes if SMC, Danglers, or Blaze had anything to do with round times on cargo, but...
Basically, you shouldn't even have to reload. That's how fast it should be.
Well, so you and I both are members of the LMG Mafia. So here's what I always tell people in lobbies, and they always like, I mean, I know I can't see their face, but I can tell that the face they're making behind the mask is like confused. So, you know, I'm the guy running the SA-80 and the G3 Auto so that I can give out drum mags if people want them or have compatible weapons, right? So I give away both of my extra mags, and people always give me magazines back, and I'm like, no, that's cool, just keep your mag. And they're like, you don't want to replace the ones you're giving out? I'm like, if I go through this whole magazine on this map,
no,
then I'm doing
no,
something wrong.
I'm the complete opposite. I need all of my mags because I'm going to blow through them all in suppressing fire.
No, I equip the squad, and then it depending on the map though as well. Now, if we're going to like,
I've blown through
Downfall.
300 rounds of PKM on cargo.
well, if we're going to downfall, I'll play LMG as the rifleman side and take the M16 and take the 7 magazines.
That
and
is
then
true.
place
I was
well,
doing that
well
recently.
placed, more accurately well placed, like single shot bursts to suppress and move up on, rather than wasting ammo with heavy suppressive fire and not being able to give your team any advantage with the drum mags. Because if you're not able to give your teams the drum mags because you're going to need them all, then you're not essentially useless, because you can still provide a lot of cover, but they could be put in a better situation in a firefight if they didn't have to worry about the fact that, oh, I'm going to get caught having to reload. Will they be waiting for me on the repop where I go to peek again?
Yeah, I was taking the M16. I got away from it. It wasn't working for me. I don't know. I was like, hey, more accurate, foregrip, you know, but it didn't work for me. Although you spawn with 8 mags, so you could space those mags out even, and like your team could all have 5, which would be nice, you know. But I don't know. It didn't seem to work. I like my LMG. I like my belt feds.
I like the belt fed too. I actually, just before I had to RMA my recently upgraded, quote unquote upgraded Rift S for a mic issue that was batch production related, not anything else. I was starting to experiment more with the belt feds over the SA80s. But for me, because I'm a shorter guy, the PKM on the Volk side is not the weapon choice. I still stick with the G3 Auto. Plus, the G3 Auto is a laser beam once you accommodate for the recoil, because every time that recoil falls, it hits in the same spot every time. As long as your hands are steady, or you're using a Pro Tube, for example, it just falls in the same spot every time. It's a laser beam, but it's so underappreciated in the league, and it baffles me. Like, you know that famous Jackie Chan meme where he's like doing the confused face, like, what the hell? Like, that's me every time I see people on defense not rocking that LMG. Now, the PKM is a very capable weapon still, but it does have a higher recoil disadvantage, and of course it's a bit slower to reload with the belt feds. I mean, I know there are plenty of people who are very quick with them, do not get me wrong. I know there's a lot of talent out there for that, but you know, you just can't convince me on the Volk side, especially as a smaller guy where my arms don't feel as comfortable reaching out as far as the PKM. That's my opinion.
I started out using the SA80 and the G3 Auto, but I have moved to the belt feds. I liked that they were quicker to reload. I liked the accuracy on them, and I like being able to hand them out to other G3 Autos as well. But I don't know. Tracers, PKM, a little bit of blind fire. It's the way to go.
All right, well, as I was messaging one of the members of the teams
I already
to
yelled
ask
at
if
him.
they were okay, well, I was just wondering if they were taking a timeout is all, because if they were, it's just nice to know. So not only can we know ourselves, but also so the viewers can know why we're waiting for the next round to start. But anyways, we are here. It is map 1 of, or I'm sorry, it's not map 1.
Fired.
It's map 3. It's round 1 of map 3. Riot will be on the defense. That's probably what they want as we go into this third and final map to decide the series. Heavy suppressive fire comes out from Snooperfax early on, but it doesn't have any effect.
Neox and Game Reaper making that cross, with Game Reaper lining up right behind the shield, farther back, using that shield to his advantage. Cap, Nalik, Game Reaper, Neox. Ah, there's Project. He's watching that tunnel.
Yeah, it looks like Riot is definitely going to be playing this one a lot more intelligently. They're tucked in pretty tight. Not a lot of peeking going on. I think the only person really in a risky position is Rika, as he faces towards the tunnel, only because those boxes are penetrable. And of course, a lot of people do forget that. And some don't, and they just pre-fire the crap out of them, just hoping for the penetration kill.
There we go. Snoop has already used 1 box of the PKM.
That's amazing. But I mean, of course, on this map, since he's going to be running the PKM, of course, he's not going to be able to share that with any of his rifleman specialist members of his team. So, of course, he's going to be able to just mow through ammo. He doesn't have to share it with anybody. My point was more for the weapons of the SA-80 and the G3 families that can share with other AR-style machine gun and assault rifle. Yeah. I've started over-explaining.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like giving out my max.
You know what I meant, though. It's
you
fine.
know,
Grenade comes out towards Neox and Game Reaper's position. Luckily for them, the guardrail will keep it up on the rooftop, and nobody will go down because of it, but almost catching one. A curveball. Rika finds Nolik, and Nolik finds Rika. They're just sitting in a tree. Trading. Yeah, you like that one, didn't you?
How long have you been sitting on that one?
I literally just made it up.
Ooh, C4 goes off a little early, though.
Sure does, but you know what? Defensive measures should be taken after that trade came out from Rika. Both teams sitting at 3 minutes, 41 seconds on the clock. We're definitely not seeing any aggression from the Divided like we thought we could see. Maybe they would change things up here, pacing. Cap and TFH will go ahead and trade. TFH will actually find Game Reaper. Cap will find a refrag at the same time. Snooperfax now going to be still pressuring Neox. He wants that shield to back off, and it's so far worked. Neox has rotated back behind. Project 8 and Cap now sitting in the middle in lanes 2 and 3 areas, hoping to be able to get their way out, but Riot is held in tight. 3 minutes left on the clock. I don't see this one really being very possible, but it's not impossible. That grenade! Oh, wow. The fall off almost getting him. Snooperfax now waiting. He'll be firing off so long. Cap will be able to sneak his way out and find the pick onto Snooperfax right on the back foot. 2 minutes, 51 seconds left. All 3 members of the Divided have now grouped up. If they should put Neox on the point man and stack up either Project 8 or Cap on him with a rifle and have him go to town, because then they'll be able to actually cover the crosses. Turbo's going to come and take a peek onto the Snooperfax position. A nice grenade comes over, but a little bit too far. It has no effect on Turbo D16. He's put himself in the right position. Will he see Cap on the push out from the corner? He's looking for Neox instead. He sees it. He does find Neox. That's going to definitely help the team out.
Cap looking for that refrag. He's going to walk too far up, and he's going to go right into Xandria's line of fire. There he goes down, and now it's one member of the Divided left. Project 8 VR looking for Xandria.
Yeah, I think the move here for Xandria is going to need to be a flash or maybe even a frag if you got it from Project 8. I don't think he can get the peak advantage on this corner. I don't think the angles work better for him than they do for Xandria. Xandria is able to take the shot from more within cover than Project 8 VR will be. And now these smokes are dissipating, so the sound issues that they will cause and the masking of sounds that they provide will help. But 1 minute and 30 seconds left on the clock. It's just Project 8, as Trip mentioned. Xandria and Turbo have managed to fend off the hold, and it was easy to see how, you know, that last member walked into Xandria's line of sight. He got very tunnel visioned when he saw Turbo D16, and you can understand, like, kind of forgetting, like, there's so many angles to be careful of on cargo. You really you need eyes everywhere.
Yeah, Xandria was actually making hand signals just now, pointing to his right, telling Turbo that there's someone there, but he peeks out, and Project gets him from under the door.
I saw that happening. I saw when Project laid down and Xandria started to peek the corner. I'm like, this is going to Project 8, and I think he might actually bring it back here. What I called improbable, he is going to shove in my face and tell me to lick his boot as he tries to find this win here for the Divided on round 1. Turbo D16 trying to save the round for Riot. It's their defensive advantage round. They can't give it away. He's got to find it, but 30 seconds left on the clock. Turbo might be better off just tucking in and hoping. Maybe he's better off putting his head between his knees and kissing the round goodbye, or trying to count it down. Turbo's going to rush out. Project 8's going for the cap. Turbo hears it, and Riot will claim their defensive advantage round and go up 1-0 here on map 3.
I don't know if I would have gone for a cap.
No,
That
I would have
seems
been
super
going for the
risky.
kill.
Especially with that amount of time. I mean, he had like 15 seconds left. Riot now up 1 point on the final decider map.
Okay, thank you, Vivian,
we
for
love
all of the other veterans from the community. I know that I missed a bunch, some of which I didn't even know. BZ, Baron, Potato Bot, I didn't actually even know. Potato Bot, actually, I could kind of tell after that Mayhem video, though. There's just something about that guy.
Yeah, BZ's Marines and Baron is Army, I believe. Yeah, that was on my old team. I probably should have known that.
Yeah, and I believe Somnus from Rome and Ars Emperor also from the Marines. Yeah. Oh, Ars Emperor was. I don't know. Anyways, but yeah. So big thanks to those guys for their service, and if they're still in, of course, for their continued service. But we're here. We're back into the action. It appears. It's round 2 of map 3. Now the Divided have a chance to show their strength on defense. But I'm thinking Riot are going to go the way of the Americans and go at it real hard here on Marsoc.
I think you might be right.
They're going to push it real good.
Pre-fire coming out from Neox, trying to stop the cross, but it does not do its job. One member makes it across. Nolok gets Rika.
Yeah, a very long range angle that Nolok was holding. And I was kind of waiting for it to pick up Turbo and Rika, but it did not. Excellent attempt at refrag. Riot already down 2, though, in 5.5 minutes left. Not looking so good for Riot with their aggression. Divided actually in some pretty solid defensive positions in order to kind of stop that. TFH is rocking the shield for Riot. We did see he's quite deadly with it. Unfortunately, last time we saw that was on his own team member. Nolok will look out and find Turbo D16. And that'll be his second, if not third, kill on the round. And he is just really doing work for the Divided right now.
Yeah, the shield is not really that great in a player deficit. And now he's the only man standing. So Snoop goes down to Game Reaper, and now it's 1 shield against 5 members. Really, what they need to do is plan a nice little pinch and just take him out. I mean, aggressively take the shield out.
Oh, yeah, this is where you need to coordinate a choke-out defense. I mean, again, you can't rush at him 1 by 1, or he can actually end up taking the advantage, especially if he drops this first guy, because then he can take his rifle, and that causes him to be even more of a threat, but it's not going to matter, because Neox will look out and find the kill on the TFH, and we're tied 1-1 on map 3.
All 5 members of the Divided still standing. It was a great defense. Well, we're not going to get the, you know, we've talked about this before, but when we play this map, we want the objectives to switch sides every time. Because this objective is basically the same as the last objective. It was just on the other side of the red container, and the defense and offense is basically the same. So...
Oh, yeah. You see a lot of this mirrored everything kind of on both sides. The only thing that's not mirrored usually is the attacks. The defenses end up looking very, very similar across many, many games, across many teams, regions, all of that.
You know, I think that community contest that we saw about in the last sit rep with the community decisions to make new objectives and spawns. I don't know, was it spawns as well, or was it just
ideas.
Objectives?
Well, see, I was a little confused about that as well, and I think Mr. Death was in the chat, so hopefully he'll pop in at this point and kind of clarify. But I believe it said uplink locations, but it also referenced spawns later in the writing. So I would assume that if they want new objective locations, they would assume that that would also mean you kind of plan where the other team would spawn too, right? Because
Right. Because I'm thinking.
I mean, that would be my
Cargo
opinion,
could
'cause
take a couple new objectives.
oh, I'm very excited to actually dive into this one. I want to throw my submissions in the ring, especially as a caster. You know, I've watched so many games. I feel like I could really choose some good positions and some great spawn points that would be fair and balanced. But I also feel like so can the rest of the community, especially the players who are there in the trenches every week. But we're already seeing some very heavy aggression. Game Reaper's going to find Snooper Facts, but TFH on the aggressive push for the defense. He's also going to find some kills as well. Will he find a second? No. Project 8 VR will take him down too soon, but a grenade from D16 will take down Cap in the center. Project 8 will rotate very quickly and get the insta-res.
Holy crap. Turbo threw that nade? That's a long
That's what the
throw.
kill feed said.
Wow.
Yep, sure was. So far, 2 members of Riot have gone down, but the Divided have also lost one. Only about 45 seconds really into the round, but man, oh man, has the action been flying. And I think Riot tried to take it a little aggressive with them on the defense, and now it's left them on the back foot. It's not insurmountable at all. It's a 3v4. It's not crazy to think that they could still come back and hold this, but
Riot haven't rotated, though. Their positioning not that great, and that nade is beautiful, but it doesn't get anybody. Oh, my God.
well, it doesn't have line of sight. It doesn't have line of sight on Turbo, so I can understand that one.
That's such a good throw.
Snake, maybe, or Xandria, maybe. He was a little far away, so I can see where it wouldn't down him too, but Rika definitely not. So, yeah, I guess I could really explain that one if I had to.
Yeah, but Riot's defense heavily leaning on one side. Neox with the shield could go up under the pipes and force them to come out, which would then lead them to their death as the rest of the team is kind of just waiting for someone to cross. They can hear everyone calling them out. They finally decide to rotate as a
Oh, that
second nade
nade!
come
That
out.
one's going to be good. What? Okay, that one I think should have definitely taken down Turbo, but Turbo is going to be able to take down Cap instead. Now the Divided evened up with Riot. 4 minutes on the clock. Rotations coming out from Turbo again. He really likes to go over there. Nolok will find Xandria in the peak. Xandria getting a little too cozy in that spot.
Rika looking for that refrag, but Nolok is not peeking yet. Oh.
Nope.
Oh, it's a smoke.
I know. The delay on the smoke coming out of the canister
That
sometimes.
is
I'm
right onto Rika. Look at that smoke. That actually might hurt him more. It did.
Yep.
Nolok goes down. Rika's coming around for the flank.
I think he was hoping to time that better, but he doesn't get it. He's going to come around on the backside and hopefully find Project 8. Yep, no problems there. He shoots Project 8 in the back. Turbo D16's the last one left. Or, I'm sorry, no, he's not. Neox is the last one left. Turbo D16's on the rush trying to put it down. But the shield is going to prove very difficult to deal with, but he's going to be able to wait for the backup of Rika. Rika's pushed in now as well.
Neox is full turtle right now, hanging out in the corner.
But this could be exactly what he needs because he's in such a corner that he's forced them into an alleyway, but he's going to trade. And since he's the one with the lower members on the field, Riot will take the round and keep their defensive advantage lead here on map 3, going up 2-1.
That was such a good play by Neox, though. I mean, he had good positioning. I don't know if I would have rushed out. I think I would have held that shield in that corner a little better, especially if they hadn't already thrown a grenade at me. I would have assumed that they were out of grenades. He dropped the rifle, though. I don't know if he ran out of ammo. He had an AK-5C on him, and he dropped it on the ground. I don't know. I mean, the pistol is a little more accurate when one-handing, for sure.
Yeah, oh yeah, no, the pistol is honestly better to hold on to if you've trained up with it. I'm garbage with it. I'm also just garbage with the shield in general, so you won't find me rocking it. But I will pick one up if I happen to kill, like if I'm on defense and I happen to kill an attacker with one, I will pick it up and use it with my rifle to just try and gain myself the advantage as a defender, but or I'll pick one up if our team has one in order to both prevent it from going to the enemy, but also, again, try and increase my survivability chances. But overall, I think you are still more lethal than than when you use a rifle one-handed with the shield.
Yeah, the rifle, honestly, I think picking it up and putting your shield on your back is probably better if you're going to go that route. Protects you from behind. You don't have to have someone else behind you, and you only have to worry about what's in front of you. But I don't know. I'm still not a big fan of the shield in general. I think it still needs to be worked on.
Well, it looks like the Lords of War in the Pacifist game did finally come to a close. Looks like Lords of War did take a loss to the Pacifists, 0-3 at a scoreline of 5-13. Of course, you can check the reports channel for the individual score lines, or the website, of course. But we're back to the action here on map 3 of Divided versus Riot. We've had a hell of a roller coaster ride thus far, and in 6 minutes' time, we'll know if Riot will be able to execute here on Marsoc to grab 3 points, or maybe be able to sneak in a cap and take map 3 right here from underneath the Divided. Divided going to be trying to hold on tight. A lot of pistol rounds coming out from Neox for some reason. What has he done? What has he given up? Why is he using a pistol? Zandria and Game Reaper will be trading in the center. Both be able to be revived, but the double taps will come out from Rika, and the res coming out from TFH. Riot in a good position here to strike. Objective pretty much the same as the last time they attacked. A nice nade here should take down No Luck. He's going to rotate out, and he does go down. Another return nade in from the defense, but it's not going to be close enough to take down Rika. The objective is open. Project 8's going to be under pressure. Cap will take down TFH with a nice overhead grenade, and Project 8 will grab Rika on a refrag.
Res coming out from Project 8. Nolock is back up. TFH getting the res as well. The confirmation shots did not come out from Nolock.
A nade attempt on the other side between Cap and Neox. You thought it might work, but it did not.
Zandria shoots TFH in the back.
Right after Turbo just rezzed him. Oh, if I were Turbo, I would shoot Zandria in his face right now. Oh, man. That's rough pickings.
I don't know if Zandria had lined up Nolock and was going to shoot him, and then Turbo rezzed TFH right into the shots. But man, ooh.
Well, for me, the res came out before the shots did, so I would blame TFH.
Nolock down
or
in
I'm sorry,
Turbo.
Zandria.
Yes, I would as well. Zandria gonna have to make up for it here and go for the res onto Turbo, but Nolock, I think he's using him as bait.
It's very possible, but it's going to be a little bit more difficult because the shield, at least on my end, is kind of glitched standing up. And it will kind of help him. Nope, never mind. Zandria's dead. Nolock is, in fact, baiting the F out of them. And we'll go ahead and finish off Turbo D16 because he's tired of his services.
What level of baiting would you call that? Would you call that apprentice baiting? You know, beginner
I would call
baiting?
that masturbating.
Thank you. That's what I was thinking too.
I mean, I would call it master level baiting, but since you were already just baiting me into that joke, I was going to go ahead and just...
The chat loves it.
Give you the
We do it for
satisfaction
the
that you
people.
require.
That's what masturbating
Super
is
facts
all
on the
about.
corner. He's going for the peak. He's a 1v4 here. He's got 3 minutes and 30 seconds left. He's going to rush the corner. He'll find Cap, but he's not going to be ready for Neox on the backside. Neox will find the kill. Divided will take their bulk round, and we're tied up once again here on Cargo.
Deciding.
Can someone just get a cap
this
already?
This is oh man.
I'm not just kidding.
This
It's
has
been
got to
great.
be like super stressful, right?
I know,
you're
right?
You're at a 9-7 score line. You're on map 3 divider or decider. Sorry, not divider. Divided. You're screwing me up here. But you know, one cap could end it all, and you've got to be wary about that at this point. You know, even if you win, even if the Divided win this next round, they have to be super vigilant so that the Riot don't come in and get a cap.
Yeah. Yep. I think Divided would actually do well with a change of pace right now. Flip it on its head and hit him with super aggression. And I feel... Well, wait, hold on. Did that object... Oh, never mind. Maybe not.
This objective I think can handle the aggression. I think it plays well for this objective.
You think so? I mean, I've also seen the Danglers do it before, but that was also when getting over that box was allowed and player boosting was still in. That was before it was taken out from the game itself.
Over that box? Over what box?
On the backside.
Oh, that's impressive. I had never thought of that. Yeah.
That was
Player
way back
boosting.
when the devs were playing with the player boosting in general, of like trying to allow people to get up to different places that they weren't before, and it ended up just being taken out of the game. So
Man, we should add that back. Player boosting.
I actually didn't mind it, because it would be interesting to see how like Suburbia would evolve with being able to boost your buddy up onto the roof of one of those houses, because in real life, like you could
Right.
easily boost a guy up onto the roof of a house. Most roofs, depending on what part of the country you live in, most roofs aren't that high up off. You could definitely boost a buddy up there, and he could pull himself up onto the roof to gain a little bit of an Overwatch point or a different type of cover. So, I mean, yeah, I think it would be an interesting mechanic to try and utilize, but it would have to be done cleanly, and it would have to be so reliable. Like, I wouldn't want there to be any question of, like, is this going to work? Am I going to be able to get it done fast enough to get into this spot? Divided going to be putting out some heavy suppressive fire, because they know the defense has to rotate across it in order to get over to the objective. But two members of Riot have already got there. Neox is already in on the objective. He's going in with his shield. He's got Tab out if he gets these two guys down, but it's not going to matter. TFH will get the kill. Another kill from Divided will come out as well. Things are just falling apart all over the place. We are seeing Divided pull out the aggression here, and Snooperfax is going to take down Xandria. What is going on here with Riot and their team killing here on the last map? Game Reaper standing here waiting. He will find Turbo. He will turn and find Snooper.
Wow.
Take the aggression and win the Marsoc round. Now they're going to go to Volk. This could be the end of the series for Riot.
The only reason that wasn't an ace for Game Reaper is because somebody on Riot shot Xandria. Because Game Reaper got all of those kills.
That was an impressive round.
The shield just bum rushing that. If there had only been, normally you don't think there's two people back there, right? On that backside, you wouldn't expect two. You'd expect one, and that shield definitely could have handled one. I mean, that's danger close. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of want to see player boosting. Honestly, I would love to see OG Onward version 1 come back and be playable for a while. It was pretty impressive.
Are you sure you were even active enough?
I wasn't in the league, but I had the game back then. I was playing back then. Yeah, my computer back then was not capable of running it at a decent frame, so I just hung around in ops and played. And VR in general, my computer was definitely not up to snuff.
Yeah. Oh well. Luckily for me, when I got into PC gaming because of VR, I had watched a couple of Lonely Vipers videos back when Onward was first coming out and was first getting the multiplayer stuff. Him and Blue Drake and the Node guys here in LA were doing some videos on it, and it was really fun times, and it was really funny videos. So I was like, I'm all over this. This is what I want to do video gaming wise. And so Black Friday came around, and I got myself a gaming PC that was VR capable and an Oculus headset, and went to town. And Onward was the first game I bought, no questions asked. First day, second purchase. Probably had it loaded on my computer before I even had a VR set fully set up.
Yeah, I think that's true. I think I bought Onward basically as soon as I got my computer.
All right, now Riot going to be feeding into this first one, laying that same suppressive fire, trying to keep that divided defense off the objective, but they aren't going to use as much aggressive. Well, they are, just in a different location. They're going to push up the tunnel side. Rika and Xandria on a hard push here. Game Reaper finds the pick onto Rika pretty early on, but Xandria just missing the rotation from Game Reaper there. Missed opportunity, unfortunately. TFH with the shield on the objective. Nolok in a back corner. Going to be able to find the pick onto him. TFH trying to make something work here with the shield on the objective. Project APR picks up Turbo. Snooperfax will find two, if not three. I don't even know how to call this one anymore. The Divided are down to 2. Riot's down to 2. It's 5 minutes, 15 seconds left. Nolok finds the backside of Snooper. It's all up to TFH now, but he's got a shield, and he knows how to use it.
Yeah, Nolok needs to come back to objective. Where did he go? Wait.
Still back in the back corner. He
What is
has
he
no
doing?
idea. If TFH places cards right here, he's got this round won. He can get the cap, definitely. All he's got to... Oh, no.
Nolak definitely needs to come back here.
TFH should have gone for the kills, but here it comes. It's going to come at him.
Shield on me, Nolak. It's spawn. Back to spawn.
He's coming. He's called it. There it is. There's the kill. Now should be the cap. We're seeing the shield come out. The tablet's coming out. TFH is going to be going for the cap, or is he checking the code? I think he's checking the code one time before he goes for the cap, or can you cap from back here?
You cannot cap from back there.
Okay, here comes Nolak on the rush.
Oh,
Will
no.
TFH be able to finish this off, or do the divided close out map 3? TFH going for the
Nolak
aggression.
with attack reload.
Oh, what's going to happen? TFH and Nolak. TFH gets the kill, and Riot stay alive and go back to defense for the map and series decider.
What is
Wow.
happening? Oh, that was great. Snoop came around the backside and picked up 3 in like 0.3 seconds.
Yeah, I did not even see that happening because I thought TFH was going to get aggressive on Project 8 and go for the cap earlier on. And then that completely flipped things. Nolak didn't want to rotate back quickly enough. It wasn't until it was confirmed that it was a shield that he started pushing back. And unfortunately, that might have been just too little too late. That might have been the little difference that was needed to really put that in the way of the divided. And now they have to make it. They have to prove their point that they can execute because they have no options left. This is the series on the line in this NA versus EU non-button cup match. And now I'm getting hyped, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I don't know why. I could only hear one end of the conversation between Nolak and Project 8, but Nolak seemed like to not want to come back because he thought there were still more players on the field and he didn't want to have to cross from that corner all the way back to objective, which is a pretty dangerous line if someone's still up.
Yeah, much love to anyone who sends me a pizza right now from Domino's or something.
I mean, the chat's talking about Waffle House right now, and it's making me really hungry.
I haven't eaten yet because of our meetings this morning.
I want Waffle House.
I had a small Starbucks sandwich because the girlfriend woke me up this morning to take me to go get a cup of coffee, but
I need coffee.
like 3 hours from the time that I went to bed, so.
I woke up and immediately played Live.
Yeah, I had to ask myself why I was looking at Tripp's face.
Why you wake up to my beautiful, beautiful mug on... actually, it's not even my face. It's like half my face and the index.
It's half your face in a weird little mini man bun.
Yeah, I don't know how the haircut's gonna go for OC6. I don't have a round 7 button on here because we ran out of button spots.
Yeah, we don't have one for map 3, unfortunately. So let's just use map 1's round 7. I don't care.
Nope, we're going on round 6 again. It's just round 6 redo.
And then round 1. All right, anyways, that's right. We are on the last round. We're on the last map. We're in the last possible 6 minutes that could go on for this game. Game Reaper's going to pick up 1 already, and that's going to put the divided on the front foot so far. Riot going to be looking to get the kills here as they have no chance left here. There is no more chance for recovery. They have to shut it down. There is no way back. TFH going to be looking to stall things up, but I think he's too exposed here. Game Ripper going to be looking for a second kill. They do trade. Riot now only 3 members left, divided with 4. 5.5 minutes left on the clock. The divided have plenty of room to work with.
Nade coming out from Turbo. That's a long throw. I don't think I can throw that far.
I don't know. The chat will have to correct me, but is there any headsets that are being able to throw better than others at the moment that you can recall?
I mean, I remember Index was back in the beginning, and I changed back yesterday from trigger grab small objects to squeeze small objects, which when I switched to trigger, it totally nerfed my throw range. So I thought switching back would unnerf it, but it doesn't seem to have done that. It seems like they've normalized it pretty much.
Okay, well, that's good. A little bit of a premature C4 detonation as I'm sure Riot just getting a little bit antsy now with 2 of their members going down earlier in the map. It's only been about a minute and a half in. Only 1 dead for the divided, I should say. 2 on the side of Riot, and things are... I don't know, Riot better tighten things up because the divided are not messing around. They want this point just as badly as you do, but fortunately for you, you're able to sit back and wait for them to come to you. But it looks like that's exactly what the Divided's doing. I think they didn't
Somebody
get the
told
memo
them
that they're on Mars.
offense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're just gonna burn that time. Definitely. I mean, with this, everyone's got to be jumpy right now. But with this last map,
for
last
sure.
point, you know, letting that time run out, I think, especially on this map where it doesn't take any time to get to the objective. So, and you don't need the cap. You need the kills. So
Yeah, you go for the cap. That's just, you're going for unnecessary risk. A lot of grenades coming in now. That one, though,
there we go.
gets 2 under the door. Cap with a beautifully placed grenade, able to really clean things up with the rotation for the res, coming in very fast. Riot is going to be basically a pushover at this point. Each one of their members will be a single shot down kill. Turbo rushing out to find one. He gets refragged from Project 8. However, Xandria will be on the refrag train now. Rika's going to have to rotate over to get up Turbo. Oh, never mind. Turbo has been completely incapacitated. Shots ring out from Rika. He's going to get a bit aggressive now and try and play the backfield. It's probably a smart call here from Riot at this point because otherwise they're going to be watching for it. Rika's going to peek the door at the wrong time. Project 8 going to fire into his face. And now it's all up to Xandria for 2 minutes and 50 seconds to hold off this 3-man offensive push from the Divided.
Nope, there he goes.
Or not.
Project 8 takes that. Xandria Divided with their third and final map win the series in a total score of 11-8. A very close game. 4-1 on Bazaar, 3-4 on Quarantine, 4-3 on Cargo to the Divided. Man.
Whew.
That's what I was expecting. I mean, that's what I came to see.
I know.
You know, that's
Yeah.
great game.
I think that's what everyone comes to see anytime they see that Onward VR Master League 1, 2, or 3 go live. I think that's what we all just want to see out of every game, out of every possible round. Today was an excellent example so far of Onward VR Master League play, and I'm so happy with both of these teams and the way this game played out. So big thanks to those guys. Big congratulations, of course, to the Divided for their win. Commiserations and best of luck to you next time to Riot. You put on an excellent show and almost had it there at the end, but unfortunately just didn't work out for you. Of course, another big shout out to our sponsors and partners, Pro2VR and VR Cover. Just the easiest hands down buys for VR, especially quality of life and usage here in Onward especially. So big shout out to them. Also, another shout out to those of you who subscribed, donated both through bits and or through our direct link below. Big thank you to all of you. You know we very much appreciate you. And of course, but we don't appreciate anything more than you just coming and showing up to the party. That we really, truly are thankful for each and every time. We see your bright and shining faces in the chat. So once again, from the bottom of our hearts, thanks.
Yeah, and if you didn't get enough action in this match, which I don't know how you couldn't have, there are 3 more happening tonight. We have Chatting Parrot casting the 5 Horsemen versus Ember at 9 Eastern. So in 4 hours from now on Onward Master League 3, I'm assuming. I actually don't see the channels on here because apparently I'm not logged in. Legionnaires versus Fury by TFH at 9:30 Eastern, so 4.5 hours from now on Onward Master League 2. And Animal House versus Mayhem, which should be a banger, hosted on Onward Master League 1 by Sleepy and Nightfire, also at 9:30 Eastern, so 4.5 hours, actually 4:15 from now. So come back, watch that. There's more cast tomorrow. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on, get in our Discord. Get on the website, register as a reservist, all of that stuff. If you're here, you hear this every time. But if you haven't done it, do it. And that's it for the cast today. You got anything else left, Sleepy?
Nope. That's it. I'll be back later, so I'm not going to say anything more. We've got a lot more talking to do. Nightfire and I will be here to bring you some hella great action between Animal House and Mayhem. Other than that, stay tuned. We got a lot of action coming to you today and tomorrow. So make sure you check out the channels, follow the social media, and we'll see you later, everybody. Good night.
Goodbye.